Peace, family. Peace, 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 peace. All right. So I hope you guys are having a phenomenal day. If not, do understand and get that your day is going to get better once your perception gets better. So you guys already see the content, right? It says, you say you have faith, but do you really? Okay. Let me get my water. Okay, listen, don't come for me in no comments. Okay, and it's not saying you don't have faith, but this is for you to start looking at, is your faith conditioned tonight? Okay, 1 second. While some of you guys come up, well, I'll wait for some of you guys. Let's look up what faith means. All right. All right, so Google definition means complete trust or confidence in someone or something. Okay, to me, faith means that, you still persevere, you still continuous to go, even it doesn't matter what you are faced with. Okay, it's so funny because when I get these downloads, it just is like, right? It's so funny because whenever I'm growing through something, that's the most significant time for me to make content. Let me say it again. Whenever I'm growing through something, that's the most significant time for me to make content. Okay? See, I remember one day I made, oh my goodness, I think I made probably about 15 videos in one day because I was growing through stuff. And me doing these videos, see, the universe is so dope, and whatever it is that you tend to believe in, is, for me, the universe is so amazing because it's like you came here with a gift already within you. Right. And oftentimes you thinking like you got to do all this extra stuff in order for you to, in order for you to live a lifestyle that you say you want to live. And it's really not true. It's like the programming. And it's funny because earlier I was listening to Bob Proctor. And one of the things he said was, people say they have faith, but they really don't. Because if they have faith, they would do the thing. Why do you think you can't do the thing that you say you want to do? Hold on, family. Why do you think you can't do the thing that you say you want to do? Because if you have faith, you will do that thing. You will show up. You will still put whatever it is, you will still put it out. Right? It doesn't matter because, some people, I hear some people there say, well, I'm waiting for this to occur. If I were to say, I'm waiting for me to get another vehicle before I make another video, that's crazy because you have the opportunity and the ability to do the thing that you love to do and get paid to get whatever it is that you say you want. You have to stop thinking so inside the box that, you don't even see your potential. You don't even see that you could do way more than what you are doing currently right now. You got to start looking at yourself and understand you are a creator. I don't give a damn what they say. I don't care. Okay? You got to start looking at yourself, understanding you are a creator. You got to start understanding that the universe, God, Allah, whatever it is that you call source, okay, you can't get wet from saying water, that is on your side. But you got to start looking at your life and saying, what is it that you really want? What do you really want? When I'm growing through stuff, I say, wait, I could, Adina, you could stay there. Or you could change that perception. And this here universe is a law called law of polarity. If you looking for all the bad in your life, you can find it. You can find it. Because guess what? It's there. If you looking for all the good in your life, you can find it. Because it's there too. It's really no good or bad. It's all according to your perception. And the reason why you think you can't do certain things because maybe your family members done told you, you crazy. You think you gonna do that? I said, I'm gonna be a millionaire. I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna do that. I don't know. But I believe in myself so much. I show up constantly. I show up. I make these videos. I keep showing up. I keep showing. No matter what, I keep showing up. I keep on going. And you got to ask yourself. You got to ask yourself. See, I had heard somebody say this. A successful person say, I think it's millionaires built in recessions. A lot of millionaires are built in recessions. And you paying attention to the news and to the outside and allowing them to dictate where you going in life. They telling you where you going. They saying that is not not a lot of money, all this other stuff. If you pay attention to that, that becomes your reality. And guess what? Then you start saying that you're in a recession. How is it possible? It was Zig Ziglar who said it. That it was so many millionaires that was built in recessions. In a recession. Or was it the Great Depression? I think it was the Great Depression. Whichever one, shit, you know what I'm saying. No, they was built when times was really hard, okay? All right? So you got to understand that you have the ability. You know what really gets me? This is what really gets me. When I'm faced with something, I look at my life and I say, what could I get out of it? What lesson could I get out of this thing? It ain't about the other person. It ain't about the other person. So you getting sidetracked. You getting sidetracked because you like, oh, but what about what they do? No. Pay attention to what you do. Because when you pay attention to what you do, you won't manifest that thing again when you get that lesson. When you truly get the lesson, you won't manifest that thing. You got to start asking yourself, how come I keep coming across this thing? Start asking yourself, why I keep coming across this thing? Why this thing keep showing up? I had my children father. Oh, Ray, this is good. When I say, when you're growing through stuff and, you still show up, you still show up. Because you have faith. Faith isn't, well, I'm going to show up, when things are good. I'm going to show up when I have that car. I'm going to show up when I get in that relationship. I'm going to show up then. I'm going to show up. You still show up. I was making videos at Dollar Tree. Okay? And Dollar Tree wasn't a store that I would go to hardly. Okay? When I was doing Uber and Lyft, honey, I went and shop at Dollar Tree. Okay? My sister, she the one who kept saying Dollar Tree, and I would be like, I don't shop there. Okay? And when times start coming, okay, I started shopping there. Now I had the ability to say, wait, hold up. I ain't making no videos cause I do vlogging. So I had the ability, I ain't gonna do no vlogging until, I have, some more money and go to the stores that I normally go to, which is Star J and TJ Maxx, right? I could say that, or I could say, how could I use this to my advantage? You learn about what people say. You worrying about the people say, I ain't give a damn what nobody said. I still was showing up in damn Dollar Tree. Go on YouTube. You'll see videos on here. And guess what? Those are the videos that have the most views. Okay? Well, actually, it's the Section 8 video. But those videos, I didn't give a damn. I still showed up. Getting back to my youngest children father. So yesterday, I called my youngest children father. And I'm telling him, about our son, because our son has this thing where as though he don't want to do his schoolwork, right? And I kind of understand it, like he's not really interested into it. And I know before, I took our son out of school, regular school, and then I started homeschooling him. Because he was in homeschool the way his father thought he should have been homeschooled, he was like, put him back into regular school. So I put him back in regular school, which, no shade against regular schools, but school is not made for you to be a thinker. It's made for you to, like, basically not be a thinker, okay? It's really for you to just listen to whatever you are being told and then just take that as reality, okay? And so, and I don't know, I think like when you become an entrepreneur, like you just start looking at things, and I don't even want to say necessarily just the entrepreneur, but when you start seeing things for what they are, like past the illusions and stuff, you could start like saying this, certain things don't make sense, but whatever. Okay. I'm like, you do what works for you. Okay. So yesterday I called my youngest children's father and I'm, telling him, I'm like, listen, Javon don't want to do his homework, right? And I'm not the type, like before, I'll get the belt, whatever it is, but nowadays I don't do that. And so my youngest son, I told him, he's 7 years old, about to be 8. I said, listen, if you don't do the work, you gonna get retained. You may get retained. But what I told him was you have to change their self-image. Now, when my youngest son was young, like when he was, I want to say months, his father always had stuff to say about him. Like, what's going on? Like, why he's not, I don't want to say months, probably like about 1 or 2. He'd say like, why he's not talking or why he's not doing this. Like, it always was something. And I used to feel bad, like, and then, when you hang around people for a certain amount of time, you start thinking that shit too. Like, oh, well, maybe something is wrong, right? And so I would constantly, like, tell him, like, ain't nothing wrong with him, like, constantly, like, defending my son, our son, but, and so, I remember, like, he would say that, and so I believe some of my son's self-image is based upon what he heard. Now, some may say, well, he was only, like 1 or 2? Let me tell you something. All that stuff that you say to your children, it goes into their subconscious mind. I had to apologize to my oldest son because some of the stuff that I used to say to him, it was so fucked up, but that's the state that I was in. Okay. And I'm not justifying it or whatever it is, but it was a lot of things that I said to him because that was the way I parent, because that's how it was parented to me. Right. And so I'm talking to the father. So, he's like, oh, so what you want me to do? So he have a whole attitude. Right. And he's like, I'm sick of you calling me about this, whatever it is. It's funny that, Javon only listens to everybody else, but he don't listen, he's not listening to you or whatever it is like that. Because I say to my son, listen, you don't do the homework. Hey, that's you. When you go to school, you explain when the teacher say, why your homework not completed? You know why your homework not completed. Whatever lie you come up with, that's you. Okay. You got to understand what the decisions you make here today, those decisions, they follow you. And you have the ability to do your stuff. You smart. And I'm, constantly programming, you smart, you bright, you can do this, all this different stuff. Right. And so his father, like he was like, he was really livid. And so first, I guess he was at work because when he first called me, back, he was like, his tone was different, but he must be stepped out or something, or maybe he was home. I don't know. And so he started going off, and then he sends me a message, and he's like, you know what? He's like, when you gonna get a job? Like, so he's going back and forth. Because I said, you ain't gonna talk to me like that. He start cussing. What I do is I hang up. I'm not gonna listen to you talk to me any old type of way. I'm gonna hang up and I'm gonna put you on block. And so that's what I do. That's like the type of relationship me and him we have right now. And so he sent a message and he was like, oh, when are you gonna work? Like, you haven't worked in years. And I'm like, in years? You forgot I just was doing Uber and Lyft, but my car. But I ain't got time to go back and forth, and I ain't got time to explain to him. So one of the things he said, he was like, you on government assistance, like, I guess, like, trying to get under my skin. Now, before that would probably do something to me. But nowadays, I don't give a fuck what you or nobody else think, okay? And so, because I'm not working the job that he feel as though I should work, because he don't even care for his job neither, but he want me to go out and get a job that I don't like. This is my job, making videos, content. That's my job. And so he was, you know, going on and on and on. And one of the things, you know, I was going back and forth, and sometimes, okay, and I talk about emotional intelligence, right? How not to let people get to you, because if they get to you, it's like they control you. And when I sent the message, like, I wasn't just gonna be quiet, because I was like, I'm sick of this, you know, whatever it is. And so I sent the message, and then I'm like, you know what, you gonna stay on block, right? And the reason I'm sharing it is to say this. Sometimes it's going to be people that you are closest to, okay, that may say some things that, you know, if you don't know yourself, it's going to affect you. But what you got to start understanding is you don't have to do what their definition is working, you know, because when you start rocking out to the thing that you love doing, the thing that you could get paid for, the thing that you can do with your damn eyes closed, people gonna start saying that that's not really work. You know why? Because their definition of work is being somewhere that you miserable at, doing things that you hate to do, okay, selling your time for money. That's their definition. So when you doing stuff that you really, really enjoy, sometimes people don't understand it. Okay. But what you have to start understanding is not for what is not for them to understand. You came here for a reason. You have a gift within you. It's not for you to do what everybody else think you ought to do or fit somebody else's goddamn description of you. That's not why you here. Okay. And as long as you buying into, well, they said, you know, I remember this guy. I remember this guy who I was dating, okay? And me and him got into an argument. And one of the things, I didn't care for people calling me lazy, okay? And I think, you know, it stems from when I was a kid, which I know it stems from there. So I would do stuff, even burn myself out, because my whole perception was, no, I can't be cool. I don't want people to think I'm lazy. So let me do all this extra stuff. And, you know, my mother used to say I was lazy a lot. And, you know, I just didn't like doing the stuff that she said. Clean this, clean that, clean this, clean. I didn't like it. Okay. And so growing up, I would hear all the time, you lazy, you slack, you don't do this. And so as I grew up, I started feeling like I got to do everything, right? And then it came to the point where, as though, then my mother, you know, as I'm an adult, she'd say, you better slow down. You doing too much, right? Okay? But it's programming. And I remember this guy I was dating, right? Oh, this guy I was dating. Honey, you could tell what type of mindset I was in at this time. 1 second. This guy I was dating, I believe I was in school, in college. Or was I in college? Yeah, I was in college. I was in college because his friend even helped me with my paper. But anywho, listen. He didn't have, this guy, he was African, right? And no shade, but you know, Africans, they like having, you know, all these jobs, right? Like 5 jobs at one time. Okay. And, this guy, I was dating him, right? And, he wanted me to help his brother come over here. And what I noticed with him, like, if things wasn't, like, he was like really, he was insecure, because I was insecure, and you know, insecure, honey, you attract what you are. So he was insecure, I was insecure, okay, we both was insecure, okay? And I remember one day he told me, we got into an argument, and he was like, you lazy, you don't want to work, because he wanted me to help him with his brother, okay? And so, you know what I did? I started looking for jobs after that. And allowing this person to fucking influence me to do something that I did not want to do. Okay? And I was in school for criminal justice. But he was telling me like I was lazy and all this other stuff because he done brought into the system, and most likely he ain't like what he was doing. So now he gonna put it on me and try to tell me, oh, you lazy and all this other stuff. But of course, okay, I fell for the okie doke. Okay, I listened to what the hell he said. And then I said, you know what, I better go get me a job because he telling me I'm lazy. That's why it pays to get to know thyself. Okay? Because as long as you listening to somebody else tell you you lazy, you this, you that, you gonna keep on falling for it. You gonna keep on listening to it. And when I say the universe don't give a goddamn what you say somebody said, like even when I said, you know, my mother would say I'm lazy, the universe don't care if I get burnt out or not. That's not how this universe is. It goes based upon energy, vibration, frequency, okay? It's for me to start saying, no, I need to take a goddamn break. Okay? Don't fit somebody else's description of you because you don't want to be called lazy or you don't want to be called this or that or whatever it is. When the people who calling you those names, those the same exact people that wish they was doing exactly what you doing, but they too afraid because they buying into a system that somebody done damn put them in. They buying into a system that's telling them that you got to work real hard in order to make the earn wages. Okay? And they listen to it. They listen. They don't even question it. I didn't used to question, you know, just going along, okay, like the sheep, just going along, until something said, wait, hold up, something don't make sense. Wait, something don't make sense. You know, you mean to tell me it was just a knowing. It was just a knowing. I don't know where it came from. I guess my subconscious mind, but it was just a knowing. You know, when you really want change and really want different, honey, you are going to start asking questions. And at that time, I was talking to God in the sky. I would say, you know I ain't come here for this. And it wasn't a question. It was rather a statement. I know I didn't come here for this. I know I didn't come here for this. When I'm doing some of the stuff I'm doing, even when I was recording a video in a laundromat, I was nervous. Now, some may say, you was nervous recording a video in a laundromat? Yeah. Although I done been doing these videos for, so long, when you start changing things, fear appears. And so to the person that's out there like, well, I'm going to wait until the fear go. The fear is not going. You hear what I'm saying? The fear is not going. So you how long you plan on waiting? Are you gonna wait until when? Because that's what you heard as a child. It's nothing to be afraid. And your feelings was, I'm afraid to do this. And it's nothing to be afraid. Meanwhile, the person that's, you know what I noticed? The ones who always say is nothing to be afraid of, those the ones that ain't doing. Those the ones that ain't challenging themselves. Those the ones that ain't doing shit. The ones that keep on saying it's nothing to be afraid of, they ain't doing. And when the next time somebody say to you, when you be real and you say, I was nervous to do this, or I'm nervous to do this. And they say to you, nervous about what, bro? Ain't nothing to be afraid of. Ask them, well, I don't know. But ask them, when was the last time you was afraid to do something? Now, if they say to you, bro, I don't get scared, they lying. Okay? Maybe they don't because they ain't challenging their damn selves. Okay? I had heard Bob Proctor say successful people is not that they don't be faced with adversities. It's not that they're not afraid to do certain things. They are afraid, but they still step in and do it. They don't allow the fear to stop them. It's times where as though, honey, I don't know when if I don't be knowing sometimes what's going on. And sometimes I did a video with TJ Maxx, right? I was shopping in TJ Maxx today because I did laundry. And when I was over there, right, I was like, damn, Dina, why you put this? Because I said, oh, yeah, family, we was here last week or whatever it is. I wasn't in TJ Maxx last week, But I said we was here last week, and you know my mind was it was like somewhere else. But guess what? I still did the video. I still show up. You gotta push through it. When you decide you want to change, it's gonna cost you something. Then if you like, well, I'm gonna just wait until I have the money to do it. Well, you could wait until you have the money, but perhaps the money never come. What you gonna do? You just gonna keep on waiting? When you have the ability to create the money? And when I say create the money, okay, money is energy. So when you're doing things that you really love to do, you have the ability to create the money. You have the ability to get paid for whatever it is that you love to do. But how you gonna do that if you keep listening to what somebody else tell you? We attract what we are, not what we say. Oh, I want this, I want that, or whatever. No, you attract what you are. I do these videos, honey, like I'm getting paid like millions, okay? When I keep showing up doing these videos, okay? I don't let what I'm growing through stop me. What type of... I keep pushing. That's why I say, you say you have faith, but do you really have faith? Do you really have faith? And, I'm not here to question it, but I'm just saying maybe you need to start questioning, do you really have faith? Because if you have faith, why you think you can't do the thing that you say you want to do? I use what I'm growing through, and that's how you know you have faith. The persistence. You keep on going. You don't stop. You keep on going. Okay? Honey, I was confused. I was saying, was it perseverance or persistence? I had to look it up real quick, okay? But you keep on going. You don't stop. And I remember I had invested into myself to get to about flipping houses, right? And it was with Dean. I be messing his last name up. Dean Graziazo, I think. I think that's how you pronounce it. And I remember he be working alongside with Tony Robbins. And I remember I had invested to get taught by him because he had like these programs and stuff like that. You learn them and then you attend these calls, right? These like conferences. And even when I was in a relationship, like I knew, like I said, the guy was dating, listen, I got to study, okay? I want our children to be better, grow up way better than we did. And I don't know, sometimes, people perception is different. And so I felt, my children, they deserve more than, what it is right now. We deserve more. And I would invest, honey, invest so much that I would have to wash my damn clothes in the tub. My children not clothes in the tub. And I remember I had listened to Dean Graziazo and he was telling his story. And one of the things that he said was, he was like, he's not the type of person, like what I noticed with successful people, they don't, they practice what they good at. Okay. They don't go, to stuff that they're not too good at, but they get better at whatever it is that they already good at. Right. And one of the things Dean Graziazo was saying, he was like, he's not good with like big words, and here he is, a multi-millionaire. He's been on Larry King and all this other stuff. And he was like, he's not, and the way he spoke, it was like so relatable. And like he just was saying, like, he's not that smart. And so you looking at your life and you like, well, I gotta be so, getting okie doked because, you're like, well, I gotta be so smart and I gotta do this. Do the thing that you good at. What is it that you good at? What is it that you can do that you could probably do it with your goddamn eyes closed? You getting so caught up, oh, well, I gotta do this. I gotta prove myself how smart I am. For what? Now, I'm not saying not to read or whatever it is like that, because I told you guys before, I really didn't care. I would read like drama books, right? Like gossip and, all this other stuff. Like Video Vixen. I remember I read that book, honey, straight through. But nowadays, most of my books, they deal with the subconscious mind. They deal with reprogramming. And the problem is you don't want to unlearn to relearn. That's the issue. You don't want to unlearn to relearn. So you stay with those 40 belief systems. Those belief systems, you're not good enough. Those belief systems that you don't deserve it. Those belief systems, people of your skin color, they don't normally have this. Those belief systems, you stick with those 40 belief systems. And you start believing them. Like my grandmother used to say, those seeds that you plant, you reap the harvest. The universe don't give two craps if you plant, a seed that's full of belief or a seed that's full of doubt. It just going to return the investment. It's just going to give you something right back in return. So you got to start looking at yourself as you capable. You got to start looking at yourself that you are able to manifest whatever it is. Because you manifesting already. Manifesting, that's the mind. You manifesting already. So who you think doing this? You ever felt this way? Like you was going somewhere and you like, oh, I hope I don't see this person, right? Because you ain't want to see them. Maybe they talk a lot or something. Okay, like I'm doing now, right? But you kept saying you hope you don't see this person. And guess what? You see the damn person. Why? Because the energy, the vibration you were sending out. Okay? With your subconscious, the more you keep saying, I hope I don't do this. I hope I don't see that. If you apply enough energy and enough emotions to that, honey, you could bet your bottom dollar that you're going to attract it. So you gotta, that's manifesting. You manifested them in your presence, honey. Okay? Stop looking at your life and thinking of the things that you can't do, but start understanding that you only have to make a decision for the things that you want. You only got to decide. That's it. You only got to decide. And it will be revealed to you. Okay? Patience. It will be revealed to you. So funny. I'm going to share this, then I'm getting off here. I've been looking for one of my AirPods. Okay. I couldn't find it. I didn't know. I seen one, but I said, I know I didn't leave it in the store. And I've been reading this book by Joseph Murphy, right? The Power of the Subconscious Mind. And in the book, it talks about, whatever it is that you ask for, if you got to sleep on it, before you got to sleep, ask the subconscious mind, God, whatever it is you believe in. Ask it to reveal to you, like, where that thing is or how to earn, so much money or whatever it is. And it was somebody else. What was his name? Twan. I can't think of his name. But this guy had said, I can't think of his name. But anyway, so I said I couldn't find my AirPod, right? And I was meditating yesterday. Now I couldn't find my AirPod for a few days. And I was meditating off and on yesterday, okay? Because I was just meditating, okay? I meditated several times yesterday. And in my meditation session, something said, it is behind the sofa. So I went in the living room this morning and I pulled the sofa out. And at first I didn't see it. Okay. And I'm looking, what really made me go, I went to go look at that, but also is some cracks. And I said, I'm going to order these, like these little, these war thingies, you know, for the baseboards, right? And as I'm sweeping up behind the sofa, the damn AirPod was there. Okay? That's the power you possess. Now, for some may say, damn, man, you know, you found your AirPod, so what? But that's the power you possess, as far as anything. Anything you ask for, you have the ability to receive it. Okay? Anything, I don't care what it is. Now, this does not mean it's gonna happen tomorrow, okay? Because I could hear some people. Some people I could hear. It doesn't mean it's gonna happen tomorrow, but what it does mean is you believe it's gonna happen. But the moment you start doubting, honey, you just messed it up. So you gotta believe it. And how do I keep on going? Honey, I keep educating myself. And I'm not talking about educating like, you know, the books from school. I'm talking about educate. You have the choice, okay? I listen to stuff, motivational stuff all day long. So much so that when my youngest son and then, you know, oldest son come, they make it's funny because it's really the boys who says this. You listening to him again? Is Bob Proctor most of the time. And they don't understand I'm reprogramming. Ask yourself, what is it that you really want? Ask yourself, what is it that you really want? I told you guys I had a good friend go through these relationships. And I said to her, what is it that you want? You know, what do you want? She started telling me all the shit she didn't want. I said, that's why you're attracting what you don't want, because that's where your focus is going, towards the things you don't want. That's why you keep attracting boo-boo the fool, because that's what you are in harmony with. So I told her, I said, write down what it is that you want. And she wrote it down. And I said, all right, now you got to become it. Okay, honey, that ain't just it. You write it down and then you become it. You become what you say you want to attract. But if you just think like, all right, well, I'm going to just sit back. I'm going to stay the same exact way. And, you know, I'm just going to attract that thing. You know, I'm just going to stay the same. Almost like, you know, you changing your clothes but not washing your ass. You like, I'm just going to stay the same. You know, and I'm going to attract that. Come on. In the words of Jim Rohn, one of the things he would say is, next year is going to be about the same as it is this year. If you don't change. If you don't change your life, it's going to be the same exact way next year and the following year. It's going to keep on being the same exact way. You got to start seeing that you deserve more. You got to stop being so influenced over what other people may have told you before. If you don't change the programming, your life is going to stay the same. It's universal law. For some, I don't believe that. I don't believe, you know, my life going to stay the same. You know, no, it's going to change. Well, I mean, if it changed, then that's very good. But I don't know about that, honey, because I waited so long thinking that my life was going to change. And honey, guess what? It didn't change until I started changing. People will sometimes, they want to blame their circumstances on things outside of themselves because they don't want to take the accountability and responsibility, and also because they've been programmed to do so. So, with that being said, I love you guys. I love you. I love you. Make sure you're rocking out. Make sure you're sharing this video, okay? Share the video. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. With that being said, peace.